Baltimore County Public Schools seniors will have their graduation ceremonies held online. The school system says it will explore face-to-face celebrations when it goes with the governor's orders. The last day for seniors has been changed to May 29th instead of the 22nd. Now, grading for the rest of the school year has also been changed. You can find more details on our website, WJZ.com. Coronavirus cases and deaths here in Maryland keep climbing. 74 people died in just over a 24-hour period, but hospitalizations remain steady. Right now in Maryland, there are more than 27,000 confirmed cases with nearly 1,300 deaths. Despite the numbers, the beach and boardwalk in Ocean City will reopen this weekend with some restrictions and no pushback from the governor. WJZ is live. Mike Shue has what the mayor is saying about the decision. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Max. Ocean City's mayor says that reopening the beaches and boardwalk does not violate the governor's stay-home order, but he acknowledges that the city may be flooded with out-of-towners and police will do nothing to stop them.
There will be no police officers patrolling for license plates.
Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says that the beach and boardwalk will open Saturday with police enforcing social distancing. Out-of-towners, particularly those with beach homes, will not be turned away.
We do expect people from the surrounding areas and some of the areas to come into Ocean City. Quite honestly, they've probably been coming here already.
Hotels and short-term rentals are still only available for essential workers. Restaurants can only offer carry-out.
Just because the beach is open, maybe you don't feel comfortable going to the beach, don't go to the beach.
Meehan repeatedly defended his actions, saying that Governor Hogan's stay-at-home orders are not being violated.
We are not asking anyone to supersede the travel restrictions that are in place.
The Eastern Shore is having outbreaks at the nearby poultry plants, and Hogan said 2 weeks ago he was opposed to only reopening parts of the state.
What we don't want is to have the neighbor next door come over. If you open up everything, then they're going to be flooded with more infected folks.
The mayor says masks will not be required on the beach and signs will go up reminding people to social distance. And if people don't follow the rules, he will reevaluate his decision.
We want to work our way towards larger crowds, and we think this will give us an opportunity to do so.
While Maryland's hospitalizations remain stable, deaths are a different matter. On Tuesday, the state matched its worst day so far with another 74 people dying. Now, the governor says he needs to see 2 weeks of declining hospital admissions and new cases before he will begin reopening the state. I'm Mike Shue reporting live for WJZ.
In early April, at the request of 80 Maryland legislators, Governor Larry Hogan directed the Maryland Health Department to publish information on racial and ethnic breakdowns of COVID-19 cases. Baltimore City Delegate Nick Mosby says without more specific zip code or geographical grouping data, state and local agencies can't target communities with the greatest needs. Now he's asking the governor to provide racial and zip code data. That includes number of positive and negative tests, number of hospitalizations, and number of deaths by race and zip code.
It ensures that whatever plans that we're developing, especially when you have a scarcity of resources and personnel, that you are effectively and equitably using those resources and that personnel.
The chief diversity officer at Johns Hopkins Medicine says it's important to collaborate with state agencies to get high-quality, self-identified data.
So race, ethnicity, and gender should also be stratified by language. People with limited English proficiency are going to have particular challenges navigating the healthcare system.
Delegate Mosby says he's also calling on a statewide task force to look at the pre-existing racial health disparity data and advise on how to battle a potential second wave of coronavirus. And Delegate Mosby says the task force will be made up of public health officials, medical professionals, nonprofits, and other community leaders. We also reached out to Governor Larry Hogan's office. They provided a statement saying we appreciate all of the letters we have received from Delegate Mosby and his leadership on this issue. Reporting live this morning, I'm Amy Kawada for WJZ.
Scientists at the UMD School of Medicine are testing 4 potential COVID-19 vaccines on volunteers. They're testing the safety and effectiveness of the experimental vaccine. Now, here in Baltimore, the clinical trial includes up to 90 healthy adults between the ages of 18 and 85. Dr. Kirsten Leik tells WJZ what she sees as the goal of this trial.
Our goal is to have viable vaccine candidate that can go into mass production by the autumn.
This experimental trial should end in June. If they're safe and effective, the process will go on. Final results are expected in the fall. With many restaurants closed or only offering takeout, the oyster industry is taking a huge hit. Sean Stryker traveled to southern Maryland to talk to an oyster farmer who, despite the lack of sales, is still busy caring for his crop.
At the True Chesapeake Oyster Farm in southern Maryland, business isn't just down, it's almost non-existent.
As of now, nothing.
Oyster farmer Ethan Davis says it wouldn't be uncommon to sell between 15 to 30,000 oysters a week. But with many restaurants only offering takeout, the demand simply isn't there.
People enjoy them when they're raw and sitting at a table with a nice glass of beer or something, and yeah, it's not very takeout.
The good news is these oysters won't go to waste. They can go back in the water. The bad news is they keep growing, and not many people want to eat a huge oyster. Ethan says their ideal oysters range from 2.5 to 4 inches, and they can usually keep them that size for 3 to 4 months.
But once they stay in the water any longer than that, they end up getting a little bigger than 4 inches, and that can definitely affect how many we sell. But it's still a good quality oyster.
These oysters still need to be cared for. On top of that, it's growing season. But due to the lack of sales, most of their employees have been furloughed.
We need to pick the oysters up, run them, sort them, clean them, and then deploy them. And it normally takes at least 3 guys on the boat and 2 guys on a pier. And now it's just me.
It's hard work, all to ensure this Maryland delicacy is on the menu when business is back to normal. Now, if you find yourself craving one of these beautiful Chesapeake oysters, you can still get them. You just have to pre-order them and then pick them up in Baltimore. Sean, WJZ.
Casinos across Maryland are still closed, and revenue for the first 10 months of the 2020 fiscal year is down 14%. That's about $85 million compared to last year. Now the Maryland Lottery and Gaming Commission is working with Maryland's 6 casinos on safety measures and cleaning protocols for when they reopen. But we don't know exactly when that will be at this point. The Produce Box Project is nourishing some of Maryland's front lines by giving fresh produce to its staff. Yesterday, the Produce Alliance and Keeney Produce teamed up to drop off 250 boxes of fresh fruit and veggies to Levendale Hebrew Geriatric Center and Hospital.
A lot of our staff live in very urban environments in a very, sometimes a food desert area. And so this fresh fruit and vegetables is really meaningful. It's sort of nutrition for their soul.
Over the past 6 weeks, the Produce Alliance has delivered 131,000 pounds of fresh produce to more than 7,000 frontline workers. The hope is to extend this service of fresh produce boxes to all of LifeBridge Health hospitals. Of course, WJZ has everything you need to know for these tough times. Just go to WJZ.com. Look under top stories for a list of resources. Plus, the most important links and numbers are under quick links.